This is the Casey and Jeff show. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Kasey.
Yeah, we bring you here on every Wednesday. We talk about our picks. We talk about rumors. We do talk about fantasy football in case of some of y'all that play fantasy football out there. So right now we're gonna get into a couple of rumors. We all uh, we all know about the cream hunt. We talked about that last week? Yeah, no, it happened this week.
Happened on Friday or
Yeah, it happened
Saturday.
Friday. Yeah, y'all. Cream Hunt is not along with the Kansas City Chiefs. He hit a woman. He kicked her. She said something to him. He didn't like it. He apologized on TV. He even said the woman said something that he didn't like. Ladies and gentlemen, when you come into that situation, and I understand this happens a lot of times. When is they ask, is it okay to hit a woman when a woman hits you? Now, some people think it's yes, okay. Some people think it's no. It depends on what situation you're in. Now, you trying to defend yourself when a woman is hitting you, that might be fine. But some situations people don't think that's fine. What you got to do with that situation is you got to take it like a man, walk away, go call the cops, say, hey man, I need this person removed from wherever you guys are at. I need this person taken away. She hit me in the face. I'm not trying to hit her. I'm respectful. You got to get yourself out of the situation. But it tends to always happen with football players with hitting on the women. Um, Guys, football, this is going out to all the football and guys in regular life don't play sports. You got to be careful. You got to be careful what situation you in. You got to know your surroundings and be careful. And you got to listen to the person on the left hand of your shoulder telling you don't do it. Don't never listen to the person on your right hand of your shoulder because that person's going to tell you do it, do it. You listen to that person on the left hand of your shoulder, say don't do it, walk away, and have your respect. This young man is 23 years old, and his career could be over. Somebody could pick him up next year, but he's not going to play this year. But it could be like Ray Rice, where he never plays no more. So, you got anything to talk about it on, Casey?
Yeah, and also too, it's like what we live in a society now that isn't based on right and wrong. Um, we live in a state here. It's like, and it's not just here in Kansas, but also it's like it's throughout the nation that that society sides with the women. And so really, if you look at right and wrong, the I could maybe justify him standing up to her, but I don't. But with words, you can't use someone saying cutting words as a tool for violence. There's no question about that because none of us would be out of jail if we took that way of thinking. But yeah, it's like so. Also too is like men have to. Have to do our part. Sadly, it's like we live in a society even too beyond the men and women thing, where someone hits you, you hit them back, they want to play the victim card. And it shouldn't be that way, but way too often it is. So yeah, but as far as the whole deal with the Kareem Hunt thing, hitting the woman and kicking her, Ray Rice did the same thing, except for Ray Rice's situation was a little different in the sense that he was defending himself because the girl was shown on video as hitting him, and so he was trying to avoid it, and then so he ended up just losing his temper, and now he won't get to play football anymore, and so it's probably going to do the same thing with Kareem Hunt, sadly. And you look at even social issues with Colin Kaepernick. He did something that they didn't agree with as far as standing up for social justice, and he can't get a job. So you look at the history in like the last 5 ish years of that, whenever something like that happens, the player that was the offending party doesn't get to play anymore, and that's sad. But you can't lose your cool. I mean, it's like that's just really all it is.
Yeah, that is, man. Sad. You know, young 23-year-old man, career could be over. This is on his third year. Um, let's talk about Green Bay Packers. They fired their coach after the game Sunday. Mike McCarthy. Arizona beat them 20-17. Arizona came back, beat them at home. The Packers was undefeated at home. There was sources coming out saying Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers' relationship was rocky. They were, and then you got Aaron Rodgers doing interviews, acting nonchalant, saying that him and Mike McCarthy got along sometimes, not all the time. He gonna miss him. He want to be coach. To me, this is my opinion, but Aaron Rodgers making a bologna sandwich and the bologna went bad. To me, I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I respect his game. I think the Packers made this guy a lot cocky than he's supposed to be. Um, my opinion, I think if it was too late to fire Mike McCarthy, you should have just fired at the end of the season. This dude took you to non-playoff games. He's missed the playoffs two times because this will be the second time, and he took you to a Super Bowl, and you guys won it against Pittsburgh. So this guy is 125, and I think his record was 65 or something like that. So in Green Bay, so the guys won you games. I mean, I understand it was been rocky. I understand, and then another thing I was telling Kasey about, I said the assistant coach, because they got the head coach, the assistant coach behind Mark McCarthy got fired because he tweeted. Social media is a killer, y'all. So, be careful. Social media can either make you or break you. They tweeted that everybody should be accountable for us losing like this, and even number 12. And the owner didn't like that, so he fired him. Number 12. This is a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Was it really Mike McCarthy, the one that was making you, or was it Aaron Rodgers? Has Aaron Rodgers lost a step or two? I mean, he's 35, but you know that's just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we have our own opinions. I mean, you can dictate what you think about the Green Bay Packers or Aaron Rodgers, but this is just my opinion about that guy. Like I said, he's very cocky. I mean, I understand he's the best player on the team, but man, you know, uh, Michael Jordan was the best player on his team. I didn't see him act like that. I didn't see Magic Johnson. We'll go LeBron James was the best player on his team. I never seen them act like that. You know, just all getting all pouty and stuff when a player don't make the right cut or whatever. But like I said last week, I said Aaron Rodgers is kind of like the LeBron James of football. I mean, you know, you don't like playing with young guys. How they gonna develop if you don't like playing with young guys? So I understand you lost your pacifier, Jordy Nelson, but we'll see what happens throughout these next games because there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. You got anything to talk about it on, Casey?
You pretty much hit the nail on the head.
No, Casey ain't got nothing to talk about it. Another rumor. It ain't a rumor. It's true. Emmanuel Sanders tore his Achilles tendon today in practice, so he's going to be out for a year. That's kind of a big blow to Denver because Denver had a pretty much weak schedule, kind of weak schedule. They could have made the playoffs, be a wild card because they got San Francisco this week, which I feel they still should beat San Francisco. And then they were playing. Let me look here. Uh, Denver. They were gonna play Cleveland. I think they probably because Cleveland's coming to Denver. I think they could have beat Cleveland. Um, and then let's see here. They were gonna play Oakland, which them two they had a. Did Oakland beat them last time?
No, Denver.
Denver
Denver
beat
beat
them.
them on a last-second field goal.
Okay.
Remember, you guys were over to watch pay-per-view,
Yeah.
and Denver.
Okay. Denver beat them,
Yeah,
and then Denver's last game of the season was going to be against
San Diego or LA. Sorry, the Chargers.
Detroit. Oh, see, that would have been see that game would have see who was we got in the playoffs right there. That could have been, but it's kind of sad that he got hurt. So stuff happens in football. Like I said, you don't have to get hit. You can just turn the wrong way or plant your foot the wrong way, and you get hurt. You got anything to add on this, Casey, or anything you want to talk about? I don't know. Like Casey ready to get in the mix here. So, do I know another rumor I wanted to talk about? Let's see here. Did I hear anything else? Josh McDaniels, he might be Green Bay's quarterback, but I mean, not quarterback, coach, but they saying that might be the wrong job for him because you got to look at it. Josh McDaniels coming in there, he probably want full reins of who he wants and what's the 53 man roster going to be a part of drafting players and stuff like that. I don't know that guy in Green Bay might not give them to him because you guys notice in Green Bay they don't ever go out in free agency and get people. They just draft and within. So they uh they're old fashioned that way. So you
And
got to.
also too on that is you don't want a coach. Josh McDaniels could be a good coach in the right place, but you look at the situation in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has way too much control. He's like, I piggyback Jeff's comment of Aaron Rodgers and LeBron James, um, pretty much being essentially the same person, same kind of person. They want certain players on their team if they and they don't perform well if they don't get that. And I think partly why Green Bay's tanked is Rogers misses Jordy Nelson, but also too is Rogers wants way too much control, and if you have a coach like McDaniel's come in, he he probably won't give that to him, and there'll be power struggle, and he'll probably lose his job too, because Green Bay ain't gonna get rid of Aaron Rodgers, so that's not the right fit for sure.
All right. I think we done with the rumors. I think that's all the rumors, ladies and gentlemen. First, we're gonna get into what shocked us. A lot of games. This week that just passed, it seemed like a lot of upsets. That's it. I mean, it was just like wow, 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 really, wow. But that's why they call it any given day in football. So, Casey, we always head off with you first. What really shocked you in these games?
First was the Saints and Cowboys. Not the result didn't shock me because both Jeff and I picked the Cowboys to win this, but that they held the Saints to 10 points, and yeah, they only scored 13, but I mean that was a much lower scoring game than what anyone really would have predicted. The Bears Giants. I knew the Giants keep in games, but if you would have told me the Giants would have beat the Bears, I would have told you you're crazy. Um, the Bears need to get put Trubisky back. Because they're not the same offense. They're not the same team with Chase Daniels starting. Um, Cardinals beating the Packers at Lambeau shocked me. Lambeau Field in the NFC is like Foxborough in the AFC. You very rarely hear Green Bay lose at home, just like you very rarely hear the Patriots lose at home. But a warm weather team goes into Lambeau, a cold place, and wins. That's a shocker. Um, let's see. The Jaguars shutting out the Colts. That was like two field goals. The Colts were red hot. Jaguars had looked like they were falling off the map, and like, yeah, no, we're gonna hang on for a little bit longer. What other games shocked me? Bucks beating the Panthers. The Panthers, have, speaking of teams that have fallen off the map, they've started falling off the map too. Let's see. Do. No, that didn't. The How close the Chiefs Raiders game was shocked me. I thought the Chiefs would be the game the Chiefs just blow them out. They were, and then I think the Raiders scored 17 points in the fourth quarter and made it close. Um, what else? Chargers beating the Steelers. Now, the Steelers are another team that's hard to figure out. The Chargers are a good team, don't get me wrong. Philip Rivers is a heck of a quarterback, but they were looking dead in the water. Jeff was telling me that they outscored the Steelers 26-7 in the second half, which which you look at 19 points. So they were down by 16 at half. That's The Steelers have like in their losing like in their games that they lose, they go anemic in the second half. It's kind of, I mean, it's just weird. And that's really all that shocked me. But yeah, Colt McCoy being out for the season hurts the Redskins. Now they got butt fumble guys starting, and that's not going to bode too well for them. But now we'll give it over to Jeff and he'll tell you what shocked him.
Um, I'll start off with Indianapolis and Jacksonville. Like Casey said, Indianapolis was coming in hot. Hot. Not Aaron Rodgers. Sorry about that. Luck was throwing the ball with just as luck as as he has been, and uh, from Jacksonville, they haven't won a game. Ooh, I can't remember the last game they won. Yeah, so I can't remember the last game. Maybe it was the last team they beat was the Patriots. Maybe I'm guessing. So uh, maybe the Jets. I think the last game they beat was the Jets, week 4, and then they've been going on a losing streak. But that game was really crazy. It was a division game too. Another game was Arizona and Green Bay. Now Green Green Bay rarely loses in Green Bay. They were undefeated. But like I said, it's any given Sunday. Arizona in the snow, a team that plays in a dome, come in there and beat you. Something's going on. That's the reason why I guess they fire Mike McCarthy. Carolina and Tampa Bay. What is going on with Carolina, guys? They fired a defensive coach. Now Ron Rivera is going to take over. The head coach is going to take over the defense. It's not just the defense. You got to look at your offense too. Are they scoring enough points? Or are they making it to where the defense getting some rest? Because if you go three and out, and the defense goes right back out there, and they get a stop, and then you go three and out again, it seemed like the defense just came off the field. So we have to look at that. Jameis Winston probably played his best game of the season because he's always if you ask him to give you one, he'll gonna give you one, kind of like Eli Manning. Chicago and the Giants. This was a weird game, guys. It started with Chase Daniels throwing an interception for a touchdown, and then the Bears hopping back into it, and then the Giants beating them down like the Giants gonna win, and then the Bears come rolling back, and then a offsides kick, and then the Bears tied the game up, and they go in overtime, and in overtime the the Giants get the first crack at it. They kick a field goal, and then it went down to a 4th and 8 because I think Chase Daniels got sacked, or it was a penalty that pushed the Bears back a little bit. But I think it was like 4th and 8, and he went deep across the middle, and uh, Janoris Jenkins knocked down the ball. Um, Oh, yes, some bad news I forgot to say. And Giants, they lost Landon Collins, their safety number 21. I think he's out for the year. He's having uh, season ending surgery. I don't know what body part, but I forgot to mention that in the rumors. But yeah, I just think the Giants' season is really not going nowhere. I mean, they were lucky to beat the Chicago. Uh, let's see here. Another game that kind of shocked me was uh, the Chargers and the Pittsburgh. You know, like I told Casey, the Chargers came in the second half and scored 26 points to Pittsburgh 7. So um, Pittsburgh, I think you guys, like I said, y'all really need Le'Veon Bell. It's catching up to y'all. Might thought y'all didn't need him, but don't say that you don't need this and you really need this. Just what they never bite the hand that feeds you. And if Le'Veon Bell was feeding you with his runs and making it easy on you guys, don't bite the hand. So yeah, that was pretty much the games that shot. Well, the Dallas and New Orleans game, I picked Dallas to win because I thought it was time to New Orleans to lose, but I didn't think Dallas was going to hold New Orleans to 10 points, and then 177. They held they held the new Saints to 177 yards for the whole game. So that's good defense. That's good defense. So and and Drew Brees wouldn't have a touchdown if that guy didn't push off. But the referees didn't call. The referees didn't call a lot of stuff on both sides, and because Dallas did some stuff that they shouldn't have been doing, and so did the Saints. So um, now we're gonna get into our picks. Last week was kind of like. Uh, you thought you were picking good, but it just counted up, and then Casey ended up sweeping me in our little friendly title thing we got going on. He went 2-0 on me, so shame on me, but not shame on me twice. So hopefully I can get it back again and get it going. We're gonna start off with the Thursday night game. It seems kind of cheesy, but you never know because Jacksonville did beat they beat Indianapolis last week, and Tennessee finally got back to winning um, because they beat the Jets. The Jets is almost looking like they were going to beat Tennessee, but we got Jacksonville and we got Tennessee in. We got a rivalry game, and we got a in division game. Man, Casey, who you got on this first games of December?
I got the Titans. I think this is going to be a good defensive game, but
I'm sorry.
but I think the Titans are playing a little bit better, and I think they'll get the win at home.
All right, he's got the Tennessee Titans. I think the Titans will beat Jacksonville, and I just think the Titans' defense might be a little better than Jacksonville's. That's that's going on with saying, because Jacksonville was known for their defense last year. And but yeah, I got the Titans Thursday night game. Uh, it seems like it has potential of Tennessee trying to get back in the playoff hunt. Now we got Atlanta that's been on a losing streak for a while. They can't buy a win against Green Bay that's been on a losing streak for a minute, and they fired their coach. And the question is, can Atlanta go in Green Bay and beat them? Because usually Green Bay goes into Atlanta, not slaughter them, but Atlanta beats them. And this is trick me game because both of these teams are not as good as they used to be. So this is gonna be tricky on the pick from my end. I don't know about Casey's end, but Casey, man, who you got?
This one is a tough one because you look at it. I mean, Atlanta's offense. You can't say Atlanta's offense is a it's a problem. They're able to move the ball. Now, putting the ball in the end zone, that's not all. I mean, they're not very good about that. But Matt Ryan is an elite quarterback, and so is Aaron Rodgers. As much as I kind of piggyback Jeff's comment. Of course, you heard me say it earlier. Aaron Rodgers is probably the most arrogant quarterback I've probably ever seen, and I think Tom Brady's arrogant, but I think Rodgers is more. But you look at it, it's at Green Bay. I don't see Atlanta going to Green Bay and beating them. I think the last time I saw Atlanta going to Green Bay and winning was when they had a quarterback by the name of Mike Vick. So and Matt Ryan can throw the ball pretty well, but he's not a scrambler like Mike Vick. So I don't know. I think Green Bay is going to win this game.
I'm going Cheeseheads too. I think Atlanta ain't ready for snow up there if it's still snowing. So I think it should be a good game. Matt Ryan against Aaron Rodgers. I guess Green Bay probably want to win their first game for their head coach because I think if um, uh, I'm thinking that Green Bay, I'm not gonna say they're gonna get it on track, but they'll probably try to win for their first time for their new coach. So I got Green Bay. Then we got a real good game for you guys. We got Baltimore and we got Kansas City. Now this seems like a trap game, but because Kansas City don't have Kareem Hunt and they looked at I'm not saying they looked at real bad, but they just look out of sync without him. So, and then with Tyreek Hill wasn't explosive as he normally is. One catch for just 13 yards. So, man, Casey, who you got in this? Well, I'm gonna go Jr. on this slobber knocker. Who you got?
This one's a tough one. I originally thought Kansas City, but I look, without Kareem Hunt, I looked at because I have Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team, and Baltimore's got a top five defense against the pass, and which would mean that if they have a lot of success in pass defense against the Chiefs, the Chiefs' chances of winning is going to have to be based around whether Spencer Ware can have a good game. And on the flip side too, on the Ravens side of the ball, you have a quarterback who's probably more of a runner than a passer. And so, can he throw the ball against the Chiefs defense? Well, with confidence, because teams that can move the ball against the Chiefs with confidence are the ones that have success against them. So really, it probably it's So with all that, it's probably going to end up a defensive game, and in a defensive game, this is going to be a shocker to some people. Maybe I'll be right, maybe I'll be wrong, but I have the Ravens in an upset.
I was kind of hesitating to pick in this game too. Um, well, I was thinking Chiefs because if the Chiefs win, they'll lose next week to San Diego. I mean, not San Diego, LA Chargers. Um, I'm thinking that's the next game the Chiefs play is, yep, next Thursday. It's in Kansas City too, so they got two games at home. And then Baltimore, I think they have the second ranked defense or first rank in scoring or so. And I know if you put pressure on Pat Mahomes, he tends to do kind of dumb stuff. And what I mean dumb stuff is take a sack and throw an interception. So it's first year quarterback playing against second year quarterback. So it's going to be a good game. And I'm still going to go Baltimore because I think Baltimore can pull out this game, maybe by a field goal. But wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs won and then lose next week. Now we got Carolina at Cleveland. Can Carolina get a win, ladies and gentlemen? Because you can't count out Cleveland. Cleveland is feisty. You know, even though Cleveland's quarterback Baker Mayfield threw for over 300 yards, almost 400 yards, and he had three interceptions in the first half last week. Can Cam get a win? Kasey, everybody want to know who you got.
This one's a tough one because the Panthers have a pretty solid defense, and the Browns are better than their record indicates. So this game, this game's at Cleveland. I originally picked Cleveland, but something tells me Carolina's going to go in and win this game. So I'm gonna go with Carolina.
I got Carolina too. I think Carolina, they need to get it back on track. We'll see what happens. Um, can the Panthers attack the dogs, or the dogs gonna scare off the Panthers? So I got Panthers. So we got um, next game. We got another individual game. We got Indianapolis coming off a loss against Houston, a red hot team. I think they done won eight in a row. Um, so Casey, man, who you got in this one? You got that Houston Oilers. But they're not Houston Oilers, nobody Houston, Texas. But that used to be the song for the Houston Oilers, ladies and gentlemen. Against luck or luck.
Houston, we have a problem, and it's not Indianapolis. I I think they'll find a way to win their ninth in a row.
Yeah.
I got the Texans. I had y'all going, didn't I?
I got the Texans too. I think the Texans is winning night. I think you guys got to be careful, man. Yeah, the Texans is hot, man. There's two teams right now in Texas that's hot. You got a team that's not on an 8 game win streak, and another one that's a couple hours down the road, 4 game winning streak. So the state of Texas is hot. Not the basketball teams, but I haven't been watching basketball, so I wouldn't know. But just the football team. So then we're gonna have we got Pittsburgh at Oakland. Pittsburgh is coming off a bad loss, and they lost their running back for I guess a game. James Conner, he's got a hurt ankle. Casey, man, who you got? You got the steel curtain, or you got the black hole? That's what they call Oakland Raiders at their at home.
If the Steelers lose this game, you might as well give up the division because because this game the Steelers should win because the Raiders just aren't good. So so yeah, so Steelers, you better win this game. I got the
Hmm.
Steelers.
I'm going Steelers too. They should win this game. Oakland, Oakland's trying to play for. I don't think a first round pick, even with the trades from Chicago. So uh, I got Pittsburgh too. I got steel curtain. I got the what's it? The towels. However you want to call it. So then we got New England at Miami. New England. He laughs because this game is just it's not even worth playing because New England owns this division so bad, guys, and um, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of New England. I'm not a fan of this division because this division is a joke to me because Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets always in the top half of picks, and they can't get better to beat New England. That's a damn shame. For 18 straight years,
Isn't
you
it eight? 18 straight. You said
I
18.
think I think I think Brady's on his 18th year. I think because
Yeah, yeah, he won the Super
he
Bowl
went
the first
200
year.
2000. Yeah, yeah, for 18 straight years. Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is it's a shame. But like I said, he laughs, and I'm laughing inside too. I'm just not showing it. But New England at Miami, Casey, I already know who you got, but you just tell the world.
Unfortunately, New England. I I get kind of tired of seeing Brady going to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to happen again this year, sadly. So yeah, I got the Patriots.
I got the Patriots too, even though Miami plays them tough at home. Something about the that hot weather gets to Brady. But I think Brady pull it out. I think he'll wipe the sweat from his brow, pull it out. So I got New England. Then we got the Saints coming off that big loss. I bet they learned their lesson. Don't huff and puff before you blow the house down. Sources saying they were dancing and playing before the Dallas game like they had the game already won. And I said something about that last week. I said the Saints would come into the Dallas game like we already beat them, so we don't have to play as hard. But yeah, Dallas made you play hard. We got the New Orleans Saints against the Tampa Bay. This is a division game. New Orleans coming off a loss and Tampa Bay coming off a big win. So Casey, man, who you got? You got those marching in boys, or you got them Florida hot boys?
All the Saints are gonna march into Tampa and get the win. But no, I I think this game. I think the Saints are gonna pretty much destroy Tampa Bay because I think after they knew they got outplayed, they knew they pretty much defensively got owned in Dallas. They're gonna be mad. Sean Payton's gonna have them ready. I think Tampa gets their butts kicked. I got the Saints.
I got the Saints too. I think they're gonna get the running game going and the passing game, and then I think they'll probably just run the ball rest of the way after Drew Brees probably puts up 2 or 3 touchdown passes. Um, I got the Saints. Sorry for your Tampa Bay. Enjoy that win last week. Then we got the Giants at Washington. We got two teams that just flat out booty. Like I said, the Giant safety Landon Collins, he's out for the season, and then Washington, they signed Josh Johnson. He hasn't thrown a pass in 2011, and they still got the butt fumbling man Sanchez as their quarterback because Colt McCoy broke his leg last Monday. So this game is going to be sloppy, and who cares? But we know we have to pick somebody, so I guess we have to care. Casey, man, who you got?
I got the Giants. I still, even though Eli's overrated. He's a good quarterback, but he's not as good as people give him credit for. Um, he's still better than Mark Sanchez. He can at least hold on to the ball. So I think I think the Giants get the win against the Redskins.
I got them old pesky Giants too. Shame on me. I just think Washington's got bad luck. It's like a black cat done walked in their building, and they had people getting hurt, people getting their legs broke, and then now the Giants is coming in town to step all on them. So I got the Giants. Then we got a division game too. We got the Jets that I don't know what happened. I just think they gave up on their coach, and then we got a scrappy team. Buffalo's scrappy. Last week, they even though they lost, they still put up a fight. So, and then plus, if y'all heard, I forgot to say in the rumors, it wasn't a rumor that Buffalo got rid of one of their wide receivers. I think he used to play for for Carolina. I think it was Kevin Benjamin.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got rid of him. He only had 23 catches for 354 yards and I think two touchdowns. So they got rid of him. But this little feisty, it's gonna be a little feisty game. Casey, man, who you got?
The Jets forgot to pay their bills. I think Darnold has been okay this year, but yeah, it's like he's they're gonna go into Buffalo and lose.
I got Buffalo too. I got I said Buffalo's pretty feisty team. Let's see here. And we got Cincinnati at the Chargers. Now Cincinnati hasn't won a game in a while. Um, I can't remember their last win. Maybe their last win came probably it came at Tampa. I think did Tampa beat Cincinnati? Uh, week 8.
I don't have that one.
Well, Tampa. We'll just say Cincinnati's been losing for a while now, and they're playing the Chargers. Chargers has a good defense. They have a good run game, and they have Philip Rivers. He's been playing good, like Casey said. Um, and Philip Rivers, man, he's got 9 kids. He's got one on the way. I mean, he has 8 right now, but he has 9. I was like, man, he got his own football team and basketball team. So whatever those kids want to do in life, man, there's gonna be a lot of sporting events to go to. So, man, Casey, who you got in this one?
Yeah, it's funny. He threw a curveball. It's like it was way out of the strike zone that flew right back over and got a strike.
You know, always do.
Because yeah, it was one of those things I did not expect that coming. But if the Bengals had Andy Dalton, I'd maybe give him a shot in this game. But since I saw he's out for the season, so I got the Chargers in this one. It probably won't be close.
I got the Chargers too. Those the boats. So when they wear those powder blue or when they wear any color, they're gonna do something. So I got the Chargers. Now we got a game. We got Denver. Like I was telling you guys earlier, Denver lost Emmanuel Sanders. That's a big blow going uh, down the rest of the way because we only got 4 games left. Well, actually 3 games after this. Um, but We got Denver versus San Francisco. San Francisco, not as good this year. They were supposed to be a team to be reckoned with, but as soon as their quarterback went down, so they might be playing for first place. Who, if they're going to be picking first? But man, Casey, you got your team, or you got Uncle Ben's right, San Francisco treat.
I think the loss of Emmanuel Sanders is going to hurt Denver big time, because I mean he really offensively he was their leader. You know, he was their I mean it's a comfortable thing as a quarterback um, when you know that you can throw the ball to a guy like Emmanuel Sanders, who's Emmanuel Sanders is Denver's version of Tyreek Hill. He's not as fast, but he finds a way to get open. And to lose that, it's going to hurt their offense. Now they got to rely on a bunch of no names. Um, and Philip Lindsay is a. I mean, he runs the ball hard. I think he'll be. I think he might have a good game, but if you don't really have a lot of confidence on your offense, guys, like on your receivers as a whole, it can create problems. I think Denver's defense is going to keep them in the game, but I got an upset. I'm picking San Francisco.
Ooh. I'm still going with Denver, y'all. I just think their defense is pretty stacked, and then if they can run the ball with Phillip, he had 156 yards running last week, guys. I got Denver. Um, I thought me and him was gonna pick the same because it kept looking like that, but it's always like he says a curveball in baseball or a missed extra point field goal like it's been happening all year this year. People have been missing a lot of field goals. I don't care what kicker. By the way, the Chargers did release their kicker um, because I don't know if you guys seen that game Sunday. He got to kick the field goal 3 times. He missed it the first time. Pittsburgh jumped offside, and then he got it blocked the second time. Pittsburgh was offsides. And then he got to kick it again. Pittsburgh was offsides. And then the fourth time he made it, and Pittsburgh was offsides again. What kind of misses that? It was funny, y'all. I just cracked it up. Yeah, I was like, how can you be offsides 3 times in a row? Oh my god, this is it's silly, folks. But yeah, I got Denver in this game. I just made Casey smile because I don't know if he know that
Mm-mm.
happened. Did you know that happened?
Nope, I did not.
Yeah, see, something new all the time. So yeah, but Pittsburgh was offsides 3 times in a row, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of regulation. It was classic, and it was the same guy all 3 times, the same number. So, oh my. Now we got we got Arizona. Now this game is kind of bottling because they're both not good teams. I know Detroit's coming off a loss against the Rams. Arizona coming off a big win against the Packers in the snow, and now they're back home. So, Casey, you got the Lions or you got that desert Arizona cactus? The when we talk about the Cardinals, you got the Lions or you got the bird?
I got the Lions. I had a hard time picking this one because I mean they're both not doing too well, and it's at Arizona. I think that's the biggest thing they got going for them. But but yeah, Matthew Stafford still is pretty solid. So so I think he makes a play down the down the stretch, final drive, and the Lions kick a field goal, get the win.
Oh, I got the Lions and Tigers. Oh my.
You got the Bears.
Yeah, I got the Detroit. I'm thinking they'll go in there and beat. I think Detroit's more solid than Green Bay this year. Because don't forget, Detroit did beat Green Bay earlier in the season. Um, I got Detroit. Now we got a game that it's off for all the marbles. This is for first place. It's for who's gonna go to playoffs in the NFC because the NFC's been kind of weak this year, ladies and gentlemen. Because I did say you can go 9-7 and still win this division, but we got Philly at Dallas. We got Philly coming off. Ladies and gentlemen, just remember Philly's got a two. We look at their game against. Well, actually, it went back up. It was two sorry teams. We look they beat the Giants. The Giants could have beat them. They start running Santar Barkley because you can run against this Phillies defense. And then they beat Washington, and Washington's slipping down the ropes and had a backup quarterback. Then we got Dallas with a 4 game win streak. Their biggest win was against the Saints. Hopefully that didn't make it to where they thought that was their Super Bowl. But this game is for first place. It's in Dallas. If we put the matchup, Dallas, I think Dallas got the better defense than Philly. I think Philly wide receivers is slight better than Dallas. And far as the quarterback, I think maybe Philly's quarterback. I think Philly's quarterback is better than Dallas. But as far as the running back, Zeke is the best. So on this in this game. So Casey, man, who you got? You got those Eagles, or you got those we them boys, Dallas Cowboys. Who you got?
First of all, I read a comment on Facebook after the Cowboys win, and the one of my friends asked did the Cowboys win the Super Bowl because they I was like, yeah, they played that game like like it was their Super Bowl. Because Jeff even made the comment last week that they got to play this like it's their Super Bowl,
Mhm.
and in fact they did. But what Dallas needs to get back to reality, and what they need to do is just don't get too up about beating the Saints, or the Eagles are a good enough team they could come back and bite them. So if so, assuming they stay level headed and just keep pounding Zeke, um, Dallas wins this game. I think Dallas should win, and get a stranglehold on the division.
Uh, you guys didn't know, but the beginning of the season, me and Casey, we always go through the divisions and say who's gonna win. We both picked Dallas. Now Dallas struggled beginning of the season. Now they're hot, and it looks like that dream. Well, not dream, but that pick is coming true. I got Dallas in this game because Philly's secondary is bad. They got backups playing for the backups. So and then you can run the ball on Philly. So because far as I know, I heard that Adrian Peterson had a 90-yard run on his first run against one dimensional. They had to throw the ball because they got behind. Now, this is going to be a good game, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I got Dallas. This is going to go down to the wire. I'm thinking Dallas probably win by a touchdown. Um, Now we got the Rams at Chicago. Now, still don't know if Mitch Trubisky is going to play. Chase Daniels is still the quarterback. The Rams coming off a win against Detroit, and they locked up their division. Um, Chicago's coming off a sad overtime loss, so should be a good game. You know, Casey had to explain to me that this game's still going to be good, even though not going to play. So because Siri might come out mad on defense, But you got those Rams or you got those Bears, Casey? Who you got?
This game is going to be very intriguing on the when the Rams have the ball. The Rams offense is like is what top. I don't know that they're the top rush offense in the NFL, but I know they're at least top five. Um, and I know that we all know that Jared Goff can throw the ball, which and so on the offensive side of the ball, yeah, the Bears are going to have their hands full, but the Bears are one of the best teams or the best defenses at forcing turnovers. So their run defense is pretty strong. Their top five rush defense and top five defense altogether. So something's got to give. And usually, when a top offense faces a top defense, usually the defense wins. But now on the other side of the ball, what how the Rams move the ball against the I mean not the Rams, how the Bears move the ball against the Rams defense is going to be is going to be crucial too. But you've the Ram you can throw the ball against the Rams defense too. So it's just a matter of their defense getting turnovers. I got the Bears winning this one by a field goal to a touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going Rams. I think the Rams gonna pull it out. I just think if Mitch Trubisky still playing, I mean not Mitch Trubisky. If Chase Daniels the quarterback, I got Rams. The Rams front seven is pretty good. That Aaron Donald is a beast to be reckoned with. Y'all heard of the boogeyman? Well, that's the boogeyman in football, and he coming to get you, just like boogeyman in WWE when he was like, "I'm the boogeyman. I'm coming to get you." This boogeyman don't eat worms. So, y'all got the Rams in this one. I think Chicago has another disappointing game, so maybe they'll get it back probably next week on track against Green Bay. Um, then we got a classic for you. I'm going JR again on this. We got another slobber knocker. We got Minnesota at Seattle. Like I was telling Casey earlier, we're gonna find out what Kirk Cousins is all about. They paid him that $84 million to come to get them to the playoffs and try to get them to the Super Bowl, which their last quarterback got them to the NFC title game. We'll see what Kirk Cousins got to do because this is pretty much a playoff game right here. You got the Seattle coming in. Um, Seattle, we didn't think they were going to be as good as they are this year.
Mm.
Their philosophy is just like the Cowboys: run the ball, run the ball. That's their identity, and then open it up for the passing. And then you got Russell Wilson is a hell of a quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. When the fourth quarter comes, um, he has been awesome this year. When they've been down and the fourth quarter come, he has been awesome. So Casey, who you got, man? You got those Vikes or you got them Seahawks? You got the 12th man or you got the Vikes? This might be another game we might not disagree on. We might disagree. I don't know. We'll see. Who you got?
Now, Kirk Cousins is better than Case Keenum. There's as far as a quarterback goes, I don't think there's a dispute there. But I think Russell Wilson is better than them both. And Seattle has played out of their minds good I mean all years. Like there are 5 games that they lost. They've lost by and so really like who less mistakes. The Vikings have a pretty good defense. The Seahawks defense is probably even without all the what we knew as a league of boom, they are they're an underrated defense surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
So and this one at home, it's going to be pretty loud. It's going to be a playoff like atmosphere at Seattle.
This is another disagreement we got. I got one with Minnesota. I'm this is a game where Kirk Cousins got to show us. This is like a playoff game, so I'm going Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. Um, we got three games that um, we disagree on. That that's not it's not regular. It's not a shocker. Some stuff we agree on, some stuff we don't. But yeah, I got Minnesota. So that's our picks, ladies and gentlemen. And the show, like I said, we talk about fantasy football. This is our last week before the playoffs. We got some good matchups. We got Smack Laydown. That's Kasey against Killer KC. He's in second place. Kasey in fourth. We have Chiefs Kingdom at Vipers. Jared and Warwick. Jared's been coming on strong these last couple games, and me trying to play the game at Curse Ones. I'm not gonna take Curse Ones lightly because Curse Ones can sneak up on you and beat you. He's beat me this year before, so we got some good games in fantasy football. Congratulations and good luck, guys, and see you in the playoffs. Uh, we talk about rumors. We do picks. We talk about fantasy football. So we keep it real on this show. We don't stick to one team and ride their coattails. We just be blunt what about these teams. You might hear us say we don't like this person or we respect their game. So that's basically what we do. So I leave the last word to Kasey. Peace. I'm Jeff. I'm out. You guys take care and get ready for these games. They're getting close. It's getting close, y'all. All right, Kasey.
All right, a few final thoughts. One is our three differences. Again, are he's got the road teams, I got the home teams. So maybe it's like a foreteller of playoffs on the home team. Yeah, no. I'm messing with him. Just like it's not playing that way. We don't talk about things before this show. Say this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
No, we just go with our gut, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. But number two is as far as total picks right now, I'm 123 and 60, 123, 67 and 2. He is 114, 76 and 2. So I've got a 9 game lead. So he has the opportunity to make up possibly 3 games, but the way our picks usually go is when we have 3 differences, it's usually 2-1. It's very rare that one of us sweeps the other one. Um, so that's that. And lastly, we encourage you guys to watch our show and make comments. But what we just ask is that you're respectful. Because the thing about predictions is you can be right or you can be wrong. There are people out there that are better at predictions than us. That's fine. But keep it respectful because we don't know who wins the game until the games are played. So so that's it. And love and respect one another because we're all we got. And God bless. Have a good week. We'll see you next Wednesday.